In 1588, the German artist Jost Amman illustrated a book of playing cards with Latin and German verses written by a contemporary poet. It is not known whether these cards were ever printed in the form of an actual deck, but the book was printed with illustrations only on one side of the pages, so it has been conjectured that the cards may have been intended to be cut out of the book for that use. This theory is supported by a surviving set of cards that were cut out of the book and pasted onto cardboard backings. This deck of cards is a good example of how early German printers were the ones who experimented the most with different symbols for the suits on cards before they became standardized. Amman used cups, books, wine jars, and printers' ink pads for inking their printing plates. They also include the traditional German Untermann and Obermann that are the equivalent to a modern Jack and Queen in standard decks today. The illustrations on these cards continue a long tradition of satirical or moralizing lessons taught through the illustrations on German playing cards, and the main point that Jost Amman seems to make is to show the advantages of virtue, hard work, and learning over idleness and drunkenness. For example, the 4 of ink pads shows 2 men carrying a bale of paper, and the verse on that page of the book extols the virtues of the printing industry, whereas the 6 of ink pads shows a naked woman pushing a fool into a water tub, with the phrase suggesting that men are often made into fools by the body of an adulterous woman. Several of the cards deal with the subject of drunkenness. The 3 of jars displays a man and woman at their dinner table who are too drunk to notice the dog stealing meat from their plates, while the ace of wine jars shows 3 men around a huge pot of wine, and one has had so much to drink that he is vomiting. But Amman does not totally disapprove of alcohol. He feels it can be an inspiration when used in moderation, for on the Ober or Jack of Cups he shows an artist with a palette and brushes, and the accompanying verse claims that there is no art in Turkey, because there Islam forbids the wine which Amman believed could inspire, quote, joy, sense, art, and craft, unquote. Amman also shows his support of the musical arts, for on the 9 of books, a woman can be seen playing a virginal, a precursor to the piano, while a fool behind her holds his nose. The comment on that page reads, "Whoever mocks music song remains a fool his whole life long." A reproduction of this deck and several other decks of early playing cards can be found through McGregor Historic Games, online at historicgames.com.